All right, welcome back everybody. Well, today we're going to dabble in the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and we're going to take on Wait Until Tomorrow by the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Great tune from Axis Bold as Love, one of my favorite albums. Like, I mean, all his stuff is great, right? But that album is just got so many great tunes front to back. This one always jumped out to me, and it's such a fun jam that I never really sat down with until now. So we're going to break down all the little parts that Mr. Jimi is doing and show you how that's done as best I can. And if this is the kind of thing that you like and you haven't done so already, I invite you to jump down and click subscribe and ring the bell. Bell will let you know when I drop new content, which I do every single week. All my lessons have chapters in them, so you can jump right to the part of the lesson that you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, I really appreciate that. There's thanks, which is just like throwing a tip in the tip jar, or you can join my Patreon page where I've got chord charts and tabs for all the lessons I do on YouTube, just like this. Links in the description, so check it out. All right, so Wait Until Tomorrow. If you have an opposite-handed Stratocaster and you can flip it over and restring it, it helps. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't help. It probably actually makes it harder, but I'm a little nerdy about these things, and I always wanted to try this all my life, and so I'm going to do this for a little while, and I'll do my Hendrix stuff on this Strat. I'll probably be bumping into knobs and things, and anyway, I'm just getting used to this, but we're going to play some Jimi on it today. So, all right, so if you got a Strat, get your Strat. We're going to tune it to E flat. So we're dropping it down, standard tuning, but E flat. And I've got it set on my sort of number 4 position, so the in between neck and middle. Don't know what I don't know if he wrote that. He probably had a 3-position switch on his, but it doesn't sound like it's fully neck to me. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to go with that position. So, all right. So let's talk about the chord structure on this, because it helps sort of set the context, and it sort of demystifies a lot of what's going on here, I think. So there's basically 2 chords in this song, and he's bouncing between an A major chord. Now he always does the thumb over, which I'm probably not going to be doing here today. I'll reference it. But in terms of a chord, it's an A major, and then the second chord is an E dominant 7 sus chord. Okay, he's basically bouncing between that. And there's all these little embellishments and chord extensions and things that he does on here, on all of them, and then he knits them together. There's riffs all over the place, and anyway, that's sort of the meat and potatoes of the verse parts of the song, and then obviously pre-chorus, there's things that are different, but I just wanted to level set that with you guys. It's that and that, and we're going to sort of bounce between those when we get there. Okay. So first part, how the song launches, is our little, I'll call it an interlude. So it's going to bounce between an E triad and a D triad. And we're going to do the Keith Richards thing. We're going to do that, right? And we're actually going to lay our finger all the way across to the A string, or be ready to push that down in a little bit. But the way this sort of intro goes, up here on 9, and you land on your E string. You know, you're jumping over here. Then the exact same thing, 2 frets down. That's all there is to that. all day long, right? Just bouncing. This whole song is bouncing and very loose, just a very loose jam. All right, then we get into our first section. So there's 3 verse sections, and each one of them sort of, in terms of complexity, builds on the other. The first one is great because it's pretty much the foundation with a little bit of embellishment on it. Okay, so let me play through the first one and then we'll break it down. All right, there it is. So just bouncing between an A and an E, right? First one. So you're just taking that sus and you're picking up your pinky. And just moving it around, right? But it's very, very, tight. So that's the first one, and that's great for foundation. The next one, he adds a little bit of, he joins the 2 chords. Right? I'm just sort of climbing the ladder here. It's that sort of a thing. Then the exact same thing on the backside. Same embellishment. Now this next one, we're going to do this climb the ladder down. Those little 2-string hammer-ons. Isn't that great? Get that little pick in between. And then back to our E. And this time we're gonna, because we did that little ladder thing, he's gonna step up the backside of this riff now. Instead of doing, he's gonna do this now. Right? Right? First 2 were, and then the last 2 are gonna be when you get to that chord, right? So that part again. Just climbing up the ladder again. Right? Just that call and response every single time. It's just great. A to E, A to E. All right, and then we're gonna get out of this part with the sort of pre-chorus section, which is just coming up here, and we're gonna bar at the 14th. It's like you're making an A chord, right? But you're really only playing strings 5, 4, and 3. And you're gonna hammer that on. I see a lot of guys play it down here because you're sort of already there. But if you listen to the tone of the string, I think it's way too bright down here. I think he's up here. And I know later, for sure, he's up here. So I think he just does this riff on this position. So you're just going to play with that position here. That's it. Just have fun with it. All right, then we're going to go to our chorus. And our chorus is sort of like an E chord, then to a D over a G. But we're not going to play an E chord. We're going to hit the E note. And we're going to slide up here. Slide up here from 2 to 4 on strings 1 and 3. And then slide all the way up here to 9 and 7, same position. Like that. And then back to our, D over G. Or I guess you could think of it, if you think of it in terms of a G chord, it's a G with an added A on, which makes it a +2, I think. Right? And then you got this repeating riff, which is right there. That's the first one. He actually plays with it up here. He doesn't do it the same every time. And that's the first section. Super fun, right? Just bouncing the whole way, right? All right, now on the second verse, he's going to introduce this new chord voicing based off think of your A chord. And again, he plays it thumb over is how he does his. So it's easy for him to move to this next position. But what you're going to be doing is taking that top part of the A chord and you're going to slide your hand down so it's almost like you're making a D shape, but you're doing that and leaving your index and your pinky finger free so you can do things like this. Or if you really want to stretch your ring finger, like that. But we're going to come back to that. He does that riff here, and he does it a lot more later on. But so that first one goes like this. Back to our E. And he does that variation of it on the first time. The next one is a normal A. So we're going to do a quicker sort of climb down the ladder, climb up the ladder, right? We learned both of those things on the last one, but he comes back on the up climb faster on this one, right? So again, the first one, second, all right. Now we're going to vary a little bit. We're going to come back to that new A formation that we came upon, and he's going to extend it. He's going to build on that a little bit. So this time we're going to hit our A note, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that stab. This time we're just going to hit the A note, and then he's going to play around a little bit longer with that shaped riff. So it goes like this. Back to our E. And then the last one is going to be a simple, you're adding your pinkies on the 7th fret of the first string and the 2nd string when you're playing your A. So you're going to do your stab. That's all that is. And that's that one. So all 4 of those together. Let's do that. All right, so that's that second section. And we're still going to get out of that up here again, but we're just going to play it a little differently. We're going to be a little bit more deliberate about hitting this note the first time. Like that. And but he's going to riff around and have more fun with it. Right? Does that Jimmy stuff. Back to this thing again. First one's the same. That one's interesting. This is on the 3rd and 4th string, where you're hammering on the 4th string. And then moving over to the 4th and 5th. Just up and down. So those 3, that's the first one, the second one is, and the third one, greatness. Okay, now we'll move to the 3rd and the final verse. We're gonna have a our normal sort of interlude that we had like in the intro of the song. Yeah, that's how we're gonna get into our third one. Normal bounce on an A chord. That's the first one. Again, living on those 2-string hammers, or I guess those aren't hammers, but I guess that's a double stop. All right. Now, all the rest of these A's are going to do versions of that new shape. Right? So the first one, we're going to hit our stab. Normal back end. Our third one is going to be very cool. This one is going to be extended. So we're not going to hit our stab. We're going to hit that little riff. We're going to hit that, and we're going to actually slide it down 2 frets at the same time, or immediately after. So, and I think he's playing it down here because I think you can hear that open E string ringing. You can also play that super easy up here. Hello, tuning. But so and then back to our last one. Last one starts and it pulls off. All right, so all together, let's do those all together. Okay, here we go. Super fun. And this time he's just doing this all day long. And you end it with... That's the giveaway that I think it's always happening at this position. 8 times, I counted. I didn't do it there 8 times, I don't think, but on the record, 8 times. Anyway, screw that. And then there's a couple little variations on the riff down here. First one goes like this. You're going up there. Second one. Third one. Down. All right. So again, it's the first one. Second one is, and the third one is. From that point on the outro, he just vamps on those all day long. Like half the song is that. So every variation of playing a riff down here, just do that, right? He just does that all day long. So how fun is that, man? That song is just bouncing. All right, well, that was Wait Until Tomorrow by Jimi Hendrix and the Jimi Hendrix Experience, as I am learning on my lefty flipped righty pseudo Jimmy Strat. So anyway, hope you learned something new today. If you like what you saw and you haven't done so yet, click down and subscribe. Ring the bell. The bell will let you know when I drop new content. I do it every week. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this, and if there's another song you want me to take on similar, and do a similar lesson, let me know what that is too. But until next time, take care, everybody.